You own a Jeep Compass. This is a 2019, and you start to get the lines. You start to see the different artifacts on the screen. Basically, the screen is on its way out, and so you have two choices. You could pay $1,200 for the radio, or you could try to fix it. So I'm gonna first try to fix it, and I did that by buying this digitizer. And as you can see, these are the part numbers to replace. So keep in mind, this is a U7. There's also the larger radio, which is the 8.4-inch screen. Don't quote me on that. But if you are replacing this one, these are the part numbers. This is the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. First things first is, of course, you're going to need some pry tools. I'm going to show you how to take this off. But before you do any of this, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. You're just going to remove the ground out of both posts here. There we go. Take this out, move it out the way. All right, so that's one, and then the other one is this one here. So you're gonna want to take this one out of here. Acorns. So this is the second one you want to remove. And you want to put it out of the way because you don't want it to make contact. So I usually move it over here. All right, you're gonna want to make sure that the car is dead. As you can see, it's completely dead. Want to get a tool, pry bar. Preferably something plastic so you don't damage the dashboard. And what you want to do is you want to start. So what I see best results so far is I started on this side. As you can see, it's loose, and then you kind of hold it underneath, slide this over. There we go. This comes out with the ducts. See, get it out. It's a T25. So you can take out, I think it's just 4 screws. I'll let you know in a second. So now we're going to go ahead and pull out. And one out here. Prise up. Got that one out. One you squeeze here. Comes. Okay, there you go. And whatever you do, fight the urge to pull it from the tail here. It's dangerous. Alright, I believe this is a T5 for these screws here. Yep, so it appears to be a T5. So let's go ahead and go work inside now. I can't stress enough, you got to make sure you wear some rubber gloves because you don't want static electricity to ruin the radio. I'm going to start by taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See any other screws? Let's see if this comes up. Yep, this comes up. And alright, so then you lift up here from the fan and you remove the fan. So one. Again, you want to make sure you make note of what screws go where. Alright, yep, you gotta lift up and it separates from here to here. Alright, so after you take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, you're gently gonna lift up on this part. So you gotta pry this up here. Okay, got this off. This goes there. Alright, so after you lift the board up, what you're going to do is lift up here. So you see it? Just get the ribbon cable out. One ribbon cable, and then there's another ribbon cable over here. You can pry up with your hands. And you're going to pull it out, and I believe this is for the screen. It came up. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so now you're going to go ahead and lift this out the way. Gently. Well, look at the part number 57V1. So this is V1 and V2, so hopefully this is a better screen. Alright, so I can't really tell if it was glue or what it was, but I did grab a razor blade and kind of went around it, and what you got to do is just hold it firmly and then just kind of press in, because you got to be careful with the bezel. Alright, so there you go. So as you can see, there's that glue there. That's what's holding it in place. So you're gonna have to, I guess, clean this up. There we go. I love that sound. Let's go ahead and put this in, and remember, this is the top and going from the bottom. Alright, we got the screen in. Alright, we got this in. And I'm putting the frame in and securing it with all the screws. All right, so up next is now back to the main board. And we're gonna go ahead and run the ribbon cable here. Here, and you be very careful. And then the other thing you have to be careful here is this cable running through this notch. Alright guys, so I got the ribbon cables back in. So again, we're reversing all the steps. Now a little tip here, the only reason I stopped was to show you guys, put a plastic pry bar under here so that you can press this back down. Don't do it without putting something there because you run the risk of cracking the board. Alright, so now up next is this part, and remember that it fits in here. So we're going to be careful and just line up the bolt-in screws if you do that. Alright, so we got the 5 black screws in. Now we're going to put this one back in. If you recall, this one plugs in here. You gotta be really careful. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put these 2 screws on. This one. And this one. And this is the little plug for the fan. Just gotta plug this in here. Goes like so. You should be keyed, so it should only go in one way. There we go. That's in, and then this goes into these 2 holes. Okay. Mess this up. And they should all just slide in. You see them? All the pins and everything. Alright, so the 4 long ones are here, and then this short one goes here. Next to the antenna. And although you see me using this drill, you want to make sure you always start with by hand. And then, you know, torque it down a little bit, not a lot. Alright, all the screws are in, so we're going to go ahead and plug this back into the car and let's see if it works. Alright, so now we put the cables back in, and as you know, they're color coded. So this one goes here, yellow to yellow, white to white. It should give you that satisfying click if they're in properly. And last but not least, this one. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the battery back in. Alright, battery's plugged in. So let's go ahead and plug it in. Last but not least, make sure you put the bezel in from this side. So you're gonna push it in this side and then pop it that way, so it goes in like this. So as you can see, it's working. Radio's up. The most important part for my wife is reverse. There you go, and that's how you install this radio. Till next time, guys.